Hey guys, my name is Stephanie Richardson and I am a 10-star, 7-time elite coach, and I am so excited to kick off our training. Today we're going to talk about two different things. First, we're going to talk about why people fail and why that's not going to be you. And the second part we're going to talk about is your why. These are two key components on moving forward in our training. And so first off, you are a CEO. You're a CEO of your business, but thankfully you're the kind of CEO that didn't have to come up with a product or create retail space or office space and hire people and come up with, a distribution flow or even technology. Your job is just to talk to people and share your excitement about our passion, about our products and our company. So that's your job. So that's pretty cool. And the people you talk to are going to go into 3 buckets. And those buckets are customer, coach, and the third is referral source. Now, I think we've done a great job at the first one, becoming a customer. And we've done a great job with our challenge groups and our trainings that we've had. It's been phenomenal. But what I do feel like we've been lacking at is the second two, which is the coaching and the customer or the referral source. So we're going to talk about that in this training. So what are the 4 reasons why people fail in this business? Now, the number 1 reason is that they are not coachable. That's just kind of funny since we're coaches that someone would be coachable, but it is true. I see this all the time in our business. People who come in the business and they think that they know it the right way. They're not willing to follow our system. They think they know it better. They don't trust the system. Whatever it is, they're just not coachable. So if that's been you, today is the day to change, and you need to declare in front of everybody, I'm going to be 100% coachable. Because if you're not coachable and not evolving and growing, then you really are not going to be successful in this business. You're really going to fail. So, and being coachable means that you're constantly growing and evolving and learning. Even a coach after 10 years, I'm constantly learning, growing, and evolving, and it never stops. So the second part of this is that a lot of people who fail, they don't treat it like a business, because this is kind of an out-of-the-box business. But do you know any job where you could just show up when you felt like it and not get fired? Well, this is the same kind of business. I mean, you have to do the work. Now, thankfully, it's flexible, so we can move it around our own schedule, but it has to get done. The work has to be done. And so sometimes people don't really realize that. 80% of the time that you spend should be on talking to people, finding new people, and taking care of your customers, talking to people about the business, and training your newbie coaches. 10% should be spent on 3-way calls, and we're going to talk about that in a little bit. And then 10% should be spent on training your people, and that's kind of the next step. So the third reason that people fail in this business is because they're unwilling to get uncomfortable. And let me tell you, this business is uncomfortable. I know when I started, and I was so nervous about what people would think of me in this business, being in network marketing and what they would think. And it was uncomfortable to talk to people sometimes about the business until I got comfortable talking with the business. It is uncomfortable. And I see people all the time that they do all the training, they go to all the right seminars, they go to Summit even, and they're too scared to actually put what they learn into practice. And sometimes people just practice and never pull the trigger. So, and then I also see other people who maybe get to Diamond. They jump in, they get going, they do really good, they get, that first level leadership, and they get there and they realize it's hard, or they have a hiccup, or something happens and someone doesn't, perform like they thought they would, or they have some kind of disappointment. And so what they do is they end up going into management mode, and they stop doing the things that got them where they are. And so that's the third reason why people fail, is that they are unwilling to get uncomfortable. And then the fourth reason that people fail in this business is because they're not hungry enough. Now, I'm not talking about like haven't eaten a carb in 8 months, but the hungry enough is they just don't have that drive, that thing that's pushing them to make this happen. This is going to happen no matter what. That is the thing, that being hungry is why you don't fail. You see those people that don't fail, because everybody's going to have things in life that happens. And you've probably seen it. Like some people, that thing in life that happens, it causes them to just freeze and do nothing. Or that thing in life may cause them to push them more into doing more and working more towards their dreams. And that's the difference. It's the difference in being hungry and really, really wanting this. And so the thing is, do you see your future? Do you see it? Do you visualize it? Do you taste it, smell it, see it? Are you hungry? Like I remember, seeing my friends be successful in this business and go, I can do that. I could see myself. I could see me able to retire my husband, and I could see it, and I built it, and it took a long time, but I would have these little bitty successes that over time I saw that they were building to that. Now, the other part I want to talk to you is about your why, and it kind of does go in with, are you hungry enough? Is your why. Your why has to be deep. From those times that you don't feel like doing the business, you don't feel like talking to people, you just have the I don't want is. Your why has to be so deep and so strong that it is stronger and deeper than the I don't want is. So, your why also has to be about you. Now, this kind of feels selfish, right? But I love this story in the book, Get Over Your Darn Self. And she talked about this woman in her group who just really had been in the business for a while. And so she said, when I got to someone who I'll call Maria, she said her why was to pay for her kids' college. Now that's super, remarkable. And a lot of us, I've heard people say, I want to pay for my kids' ballet or tap or whatever. And those are great. Yet there was no fire in her eyes when she said, I want to pay for my kids' college. It was just, there was no fire in her eyes. And she just kind of had a soft voice coming out, kind of slumped shoulders, like I want to pay for my kids' college. And I respectfully challenged her and said, you started a business over a year ago and you still aren't showing up consistently to work it. Could it be that your reason why isn't enough to get you to do this? And then, so that's what, Romy said. She said, could it be that your, why isn't big enough? And so Maria responded, well, my why is my children. So of course it's big enough, right? And she said, well, it should be. Of course it should be big enough, right? It's my children. And Romy responded, you think it should be, but it's not. Then I asked her to tell me what she really wanted for herself. As her eyes welled up with tears, she admitted that she really wanted to have something of her very own outside of her mom and wife, and to prove to herself that she could accomplish big things. And as she said it, something incredible happened. Her voice got stronger, her shoulders moved up and back, and she sat taller. And I remember that. I remember that feeling of like, I want to prove those naysayers wrong, that think that I can't do this. I remember that feeling of like, I want to do this for myself. I want to have something outside of taking care of my family and that sort of thing. I wanted that deep why of I wanted to retire my husband. And the pride, and I remember feeling that pride, what that would feel like when that actually happened. So definitely share your why. I remember sharing when I had a 7-figure goal. I remember sharing it with people and they thought I was crazy, but I was like, I'm gonna share it and share it with people. Share your why, share why you're doing this. The fear of missing out or just wanting to do this business because it's fun or because it fills your time is not big enough why to get you through those things that are going to help you get to a 6 or 7-figure income. The 6 or 7, you have to have such a deep why because that it enables you to go through the heavy lifting, because there is going to be some heavy lifting to get you to where you are. So you need to set smart goals, and we've talked about those a lot. Setting those smart goals, not like I want to pay off my, my credit card this month, but when are you going to do it and how are you going to do it, and set that time as how you're going to do it as well. So set that why, set those goals, and it's always important with those goals to have adding to your team, because adding to your team will help you achieve those goals faster. So we're going to talk about that in this training, and thank you for joining us on day 1.